On May 31st, 2014, Wisconsin 12-year-old girl Peyton Leutner was lured into the woods by her two friends who wanted to pay tribute to Slenderman by killing her. A bicyclist found the girl clinging to life on the side of the road after being stabbed a brutal 19 times.
911. What's the address of your emergency?
Waukesha County, Lindy. I'm transferring over a caller on Big Bend. That's a dead end just south of Rivera.
Okay.
Came upon a 12-year-old female. She appears to be stabbed.
She appears to be what?
Stabbed.
Stabbed?
Correct.
Okay.
Sir, you still there?
Yes.
Hi, sir. So are you with this 12-year-old female?
Yes, she says she's having trouble breathing. She said she was stabbed multiple times.
Stabbed multiple times?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Are you with her right now?
Yes.
Is she awake?
She's awake.
Is she breathing?
Yeah, she's breathing. She said she can take shallow breaths. She's alert.
Okay, stay with her. We're sending the police department. Don't hang up, okay?
Oh,
hold on just a minute. Don't hang up.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on just a minute, sir. We're sending officers.
Okay.
Is there any assailant around?
I didn't even look. I don't see anybody.
It's a dead end. Okay, stay right with her, sir. Is she on the ground or is she standing up?
No, she's laying on the grass.
Laying on the grass. Stay right with her. Just let me know if she is remaining conscious or not, okay?
Okay.
Is there any bleeding going on?
Her clothing has got blood on it.
Where are the wounds? Do you see where the wounds are?
No, I don't know if I should be rolling her over and checking or not. Do you know where?
Okay, just stay with her and just let me know if she's conscious or alert or stops breathing or anything. Hold on, I'm going to talk to the ambulance. Police are also en route.
Okay, thank you. I'm bothering you at all? My shade? Okay. You're very
Copy. Okay. Just keep her in that position. Just let me know on her breathing.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
My name?
Your name.
My name.
Okay, were you just passing through?
Yes.
Okay, and you found her and she was just laying there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you see any active bleeding or blood spurting out or anything like that?
No, unless it's underneath her. I just see just dried blood.
Okay, just dried blood. Okay. Okay, is she still breathing? Is she still alert?
Yeah.
Okay, stay with her.
Yep.
Stay with her. Keep an eye on her. Hold on just a minute. Do not hang up, sir.
Okay, I will not. Who did that to you? Or don't you want to talk?
And she didn't say who did this or how it happened?
I don't know if she wants to be talking. I started to ask her, and then
that's okay. If she's
got to save her energy, I think.
Okay, but you see nobody else around you. Are you clearly visible? They pull down that road towards the dead end that they'll see you?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Are you clearly visible when they come down there so they see you?
I got a strobe flashlight on my bicycle. I'll shine that towards any emergency vehicle I see. And I'll be standing in the middle of the road.
You're in the middle of the road? And where's she, in the side of the road?
Yeah, she's on the grass. It's a little trail I take on my bicycle.
Okay, see. Don't hang up, sir. Just stay right with me.
Okay.
And let me know immediately if you see anything else suspicious in the area, car or person, anything.
All right.
Keep your eyes open. Was anyone coming or leaving, or any cars coming or leaving when you came upon her?
No.
Nothing?
No.
So were you on foot walking by, or did you pull up in a car?
Bicycle.
You're on a bicycle?
Yeah.
How did you see her? Did you just...
She's right in the middle of the little path I take.
Middle of the little path. Okay.
Yeah. There's a squad car coming now.
Okay. The squad car coming? Okay, flag the squad car down, protect her.
Here he's coming.
Does she have a bike or anything with her?
No, I don't see it. One sandal is off. But, maybe 3 feet away from her.
Okay, flag that officer down. I'm going to let you go. Okay? You meet with him right now, okay?
Okay, thank you.
3 12-year-old friends living in Waukesha, Wisconsin had a sleepover to celebrate their best friend Morgan Geyser's birthday. Geyser was reportedly a little bit of a loner who Leutner had befriended, and the two soon became best friends. Leutner, Geyser, and Anissa Weir, who had been new to their school that year, had grown close to Morgan. What was supposed to be a joyful and fun sleepover turned into a gruesome and brutal attempted murder. Shockingly, it was later discovered that Weir and Geyser had been hatching their sinister plan for months. The following morning, a day that would change all three girls' lives forever, they went to the park to play. Greg Steinberg, a cyclist, was the first to find the victim at the dead end of Big Bend Road. She was reportedly awake but soaked with blood and fighting to survive. She began to tell Steinberg of the horrors she had suffered at the hands of her best friends. Weir and Geiser had allegedly lured Leutner into the woods, where they brutally stabbed her 19 times. According to police reports, the girls had lured her into the woods by claiming they were going to go birdwatching, and then they decided to play hide and seek. They had reportedly told Leutner to cover herself with sticks and leaves to hide better, and that was when her best friend, Morgan, stabbed her multiple times with a kitchen knife. Leutner was rushed to Pro Health Waukesha Memorial Hospital in critical condition. She had multiple stab wounds all over her body, including her chest, abdomen, arm, and leg. Somehow, the girl had gathered the strength to not only crawl out of the woods and onto the road, but she also was able to communicate with paramedics and told them the length of the knife used to stab her. When she arrived at the hospital, her blood pressure was reported to be dangerously low and her heart was working in overdrive. Leutner had fluid around her heart, which required emergency surgery. She was also stabbed in the liver, pancreas, and stomach. According to the ER doctor who performed the surgery on Leutner, if one of the stab wounds in her chest had been a mere fraction deeper, the girl would have likely succumbed to her injuries and died. A major ground and air search unit that included canine officers was conducted to locate the two girls who committed the horrific act. That afternoon, the girls were found sitting on the side of I-94 freeway. They had reportedly walked approximately 5 hours to the north end of Waukesha. Both girls were interrogated separately with no parent or guardian present. Authorities had suspicion that perhaps the violence of the incident was over a fight or a boy. But what they were about to discover was far more shocking. Geiser appeared calm and collected and not particularly concerned about her friend or whether or not she was alive. She told detectives about a man who she didn't know, a man who Weir knew. According to Weir, Slenderman would kill the girls and their families if they did not do as he wanted. Weir believed that they had to prove themselves worthy to Slenderman, an internet horror meme that Weir believed was real. According to Weir, Morgan had been the one who decided that Leutner would be their victim. They reportedly spent 6 months planning the killing. The knife had been taken by Morgan from her kitchen that morning before the three went to the park. At first, the girls had planned to kill Leutner during the night, but then decided against it. Plan 2 was to do it in the bathroom stall at the park, but both girls became hesitant. The third and final plan was to lure their friend into the woods. Once there, they started to play hide and seek, and Morgan told Alyssa to tell her when to do it. Detectives found that there was an apparent ringleader between the two girls, and that ringleader was Morgan. It was Morgan who chose Peyton as their victim, and it was Morgan who stabbed her supposed best friend 19 times. In 2016, both girls entered not guilty pleas because of mental disease or defect. Morgan Geiser was later diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, which is exceptionally uncommon for her age. Her family also revealed that her father suffers from the same disease. Her lawyers cut a deal with prosecutors in which she pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide and was sentenced to a 40-year commitment in a state institution. "I just want to let Bella and her family know. I'm sorry. I never meant this to happen," Geiser said as she cried during her sentencing. Bella was Peyton's nickname. Weir entered a last-minute plea deal with prosecutors where she pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of attempted second-degree intentional homicide. As part of this deal, a jury heard her insanity defense and decided whether she was criminally responsible or not. In 2017, she was found not guilty by reason of insanity and was sentenced to a 25-year commitment in a state institution. They were both committed to Winnebago Mental Health Institute in Wisconsin. "I've come to accept all the scars that I have," Leutner said in a first-time interview in 2019. "It's just a part of me. I don't think much of them. They'll probably go away and fade eventually." In 2019, Geiser lost her appeal to receive an earlier release from her commitment, despite the fact that her attorney, Matthew Penix, had argued that she should have been charged with attempted second-degree intentional homicide, which would have placed the case in juvenile court. Instead, she was charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide, which put the case in adult court. However, Wisconsin's 2nd District Court of Appeals found that the Waukesha County Circuit Court correctly kept the case in adult court, saying it found probable cause that she had committed attempted first-degree intentional homicide. In 2021, a judge ordered that Weir be released from the Winnebago Mental Health Institute in Oshkosh, ruling she's no longer a threat and conditions on her release should protect both her and the community. Leutner's family have expressed their fear that Weir has been released, stating their worry for Peyton's safety. Leutner is currently no longer living on Waukesha, but is now a college sophomore with a part-time job. She reportedly made her first used car purchase and has adopted 2 cats this year. For more disturbing true 911 calls and stories like this, click subscribe. There are also new updates to the Slenderman case, so let me know your thoughts down below. Brian Sessoms was kicked out of the Berkeley County house where he had been living with his friends on New Year's Eve, 2008. He broke into the home intoxicated and was confronted and shot by the homeowner.
Berkeley County 911, what's the emergency?
There's Brian Sessoms at 701 Buckstorm Circle, and he is wrestling us to get in my house.
Where's he at now, ma'am?
He's outside my house ringing my doorbell.
All right. Is the door locked?
Yes. Ben, stop. The police is on the phone and they're coming in. Will you give me some ice for my nose, please?
Okay, ma'am, did he bust your door in?
Who is he to you? He's just a friend.
Okay. Why is he trying to get in so bad?
His girlfriend is in here.
His girlfriend is in there? Okay. Have they been fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
And we made her go upstairs and lock the door.
That's fine. Just make sure you keep everybody inside, okay? We got us officers coming to you.
Then make sure he's not coming into the back door. Then you cannot do that if he breaks in.
Is he intoxicated?
Yes.
He is?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you need to calm down, okay? We got somebody coming to you. They'll be to you as soon as they can. Do you still see him or hear him?
I don't hear him, and I don't want to walk away from the door because I'm holding my back against it.
All right. If he comes back to the door, you call me right back, but you do have an officer en route to you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Berkeley County 911.
Then you need to do CPR. Yes. Brian Sessoms broke into my house.
Okay, he's broken into the house now?
Yes, and my husband has shot him in self-defense because he's...
Your husband shot him?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, is he breathing at all?
Yes.
Okay, can you go check for me real quick?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Do you need to give CPR?
Yes.
Oh.
Do CPR, Ben.
He's breathing.
He's breathing.
Breathing. I got
I need to... Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, where's he bleeding from?
He's breathing.
He's breathing?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, where's he bleeding from?
Where's he bleeding from?
Where did he shoot him at?
Stomach.
His stomach?
Yes.
All right, he's breathing, though, correct.
Yes.
All right, listen to me. I need you to get a rag. Go get a rag.
We have pressure on him.
Okay, what do you have pressure on him with?
Well, with a bunch of blankets.
Okay, all right. Where is he bleeding from? The back or the front? The worst?
The front.
Okay, keep pressure on it, okay? She's been shot in the stomach?
Yes.
Where's the gun?
His resisting pressure is trying to get up.
Ma'am, okay, he's shot in the stomach. Where's the gun?
It's on the table.
Where's your husband?
Madam?
Where's your husband?
He's right here holding pressure to his stomach.
Okay. Is he the one that shot him?
Yes.
What's his name?
It's Ben Harriet.
What is it? Ben what?
Ben Harriet.
Spell it.
Harriott.
First name?
Ben Joseph Benjamin Harriet. How the hell did he get to my house?
Okay, listen to me, okay? Why did y'all shoot him? Did you try to get him to the home? What happened?
No, he broke into our house and then he was running after us.
Okay, he broke into your house?
Yes.
What's your name?
Sarah Bunting. I told y'all he was going to break in.
All right, is he still breathing? He breathing okay?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, listen, I've got everybody coming. You need to answer my questions, okay? Keep pressure to him, okay?
Okay, keep talking to him, she said.
Respond to gunshot over 701 Buckthorn.
Guns to the wheel on the table. The husband is right there with the guy on pressure. The gun's on the table. She told him to hang on, okay?
Ma'am, how much for longer?
Ma'am, they're coming, okay? They're coming. Talk to him.
How many help you breathe?
Okay, is he breathing okay still?
Yes, he's trying to move.
Okay, just hold pressure on his stomach. How much, is he bleeding a lot or just a little?
He's breathing enough to fight.
Okay, all right, how is bleeding? Is his bleeding heavy or not?
I can't tell.
You have stuff on him?
Yes.
Okay, once you pack that rag on him, don't up it. Put another one on top once you bleed through, okay?
Okay, he isn't blood through.
Okay, if he bleeds through, was it a small caliber gun or?
Ma'am, I have no idea.
Are they here?
No, halfway. There's all kinds of people outside.
Brian, don't fight me. Don't fight me.
All right, ma'am, I have an officer on site. I need somebody to let him in the house.
Yes, I have the door open. Thank you.
All right, ma'am, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The incident occurred at 701 Buckthorn Circle off the U.S. Highway 78 in the Berkeley County portion of Somerville. Before the shooting, Sessoms had reportedly been described in a 911 call as drunk, in a violent rage, and beating and dragging others. The man was allegedly out of control and aggressive. In his intoxicated state, he was able to climb up to a second-story window and re-enter the home, essentially breaking into the house he had just been thrown out of. According to witnesses of the ordeal, the man had been trying to get back into the home where his girlfriend was. He had reportedly chased 3 women who were inside the home before making his way downstairs. He was 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed 155 pounds. The homeowner and Sessoms' roommate, 25-year-old Joseph Harriet, confronted him when he came downstairs and shot him in the chest, stomach, and elbow, in what the DA ruled as self-defense. "I shot Sessoms because he was trying to get to the girls," Harriet had told deputies that night. According to Ninth Circuit Solicitor Scarlett Wilson, Harriet's actions on that fatal night are covered by the state's Castle Doctrine law of self-defense. The doctrine permits homeowners to use necessary force, including gunfire, to protect themselves in the face of impending danger or injury. Sessoms had also reportedly been warned that he would be shot even though he himself was unarmed if he came back. Sessoms' family members expressed their outrage that Harriet was not to face criminal charges. "We feel my nephew was murdered in cold blood," Regina Sessoms, aunt of the deceased, told reporters. "He was not a home invader. He was living there and paying rent." She added, "How can it be self-defense against someone who was unarmed?" Sessoms' obituary was placed on numerous sites, including Dial Murray Funeral Home, where his loving family wrote that he was an avid baseball player and also enjoyed fishing. He is missed by his mother of North Charleston, his father of Cross, 2 sisters Cassie Fulcher of Cross, and Ashley Sinclair of Somerville, his grandparents, Paul Todd of Charleston, and Mr. and Mrs. Curtis Killian of Goose Creek, a niece, Shelby Jordan Austin, and many aunts and uncles. Lorianne Bakika was reported driving drunk in Oxford, Iowa in March 2012 by her 15-year-old daughter who was a passenger in the car at the time. She eventually pulled over into a parking lot where a Johnson County Sheriff's deputy was parked and was arrested.
911, location of your emergency.
I was told to call by my dad to tell where we're at, and we are on F28 we are just getting onto the Upper Old Highway 6 road.
Okay, stay on the line with me here, hon, okay?
Okay. On to now. Hello?
Okay. We have the police that are trying to help you out there. Are you scared?
Who are you talking to? Okay.
You can leave the line open, hon, if you don't want to talk on the phone. And if you want to act like you're hanging it up, you can just leave it open, okay? And I can follow you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Who are you talking I was talking to 911. Just asking me to call them. Yeah. And there's the sheriff right there. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay, we just drove by the sheriff.
You just drove by the sheriff?
Yeah, we're pulling into the Hummer parking lot. We just pulled in.
Is he pulling you over?
Yeah, he's pulling up behind us. Okay, thank you.
Okay, do you feel safe disconnecting?
Yeah.
Okay, you did a good job, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Lorianne Bakika, who was audible in the 911 call made by her daughter, was busted for driving drunk. The 15-year-old informed the police that her mother was impaired and should not be driving. According to a criminal complaint, the woman stank of alcohol, her balance was below par, and her eyes were red and bloodshot. Despite her daughter's obvious fear, the woman continued to drive on the highway. Eventually, Bakika drove their car off the road into a parking lot where a sheriff's deputy waited to arrest her for drunken driving. The officer found open containers of alcohol in the vehicle, and a breathalyzer test showed that her blood alcohol level was .235 BA, nearly 3 times over the state limit. She was taken to the Johnson County Jail, where she was being held on a $5,000 cash-only bond and charged with endangerment without injury, an aggravated misdemeanor, and operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. On April 25th that same year, Bakika was arrested again under similar circumstances, putting her child in danger once more. It is unknown whether her child was taken into welfare custody or if she was sentenced to serve time in prison. A couple pulled to the side of a road in Michigan and delivered their premature baby in April 2013. The baby was not breathing, but lucky for this couple, a passing motorist was able to save the infant's life.
Where's the emergency?
A guy stopped me. I think his wife is wrong with his wife.
He's doing what?
Something's wrong with his wife. He doesn't speak very good English. He's
medically wrong?
Yeah.
Where you at?
On Garfield, right by 22 mile off to the side of the road.
You're on Garfield, just south of 22?
Yeah.
What kind of car are you in?
It's a red Jeep.
Red Jeep?
She just had a baby.
She just had a baby?
Yeah.
Just now in the car?
Yeah, in the car.
Is the baby completely out?
Yeah. And there's blood and everything.
Is
the baby's not crying?
Is the child breathing?
I can't. The baby's not crying. It's not breathing right now.
It's not breathing?
I know. Not that I can tell, no.
Okay, you need to try to stimulate the baby's breathing. Rub his back with your fingertips.
Rub his back with the fingertips.
Is the umbilical cord still attached?
Yeah.
It is? Try to keep the baby's head supported as you can.
Just like this.
Hold the baby so the head is supported too, okay?
Hold the baby's head back. Hold him this way.
You keep the head supported. We want to keep that neck and head supported.
Keep him supported. No, hold him this way. Hold him out here. There you go. And you just rub his back with your fingertips.
You got any blankets or anything to try to wrap it up?
Yeah, he's got a blanket.
Okay. Is the cord's not around it?
No.
Is the baby full term?
Yeah.
It is full term?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the baby start breathing with the back rubs?
No, it's still not breathing.
It's still not breathing. How's its color?
Pale, very pale.
Is the cord's not wrapped around its neck or anything, is it?
No.
Okay. You try to do some CPR on him if he's not breathing.
You want me to do CPR?
Is the baby not breathing at all?
Yeah. Not breathing at all.
Not breathing at all?
No.
Okay. Okay, is he laying on his back?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to make sure that his mouth is open and nothing's blocking the airways. Is there anything in his hand? Or in his mouth, I mean? Okay, we're going to put one hand on his forehead.
Is there anything in his mouth?
Anything blocking his airway? We need to make sure his mouth and airway aren't blocked. Can you check the Okay, put one hand on his forehead, and the fingers of your other hand just under the bony part of his chin. You're going to tilt his head back just a little, but not too much, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Did the baby make any movement or anything? Can you feel if the baby's breathing?
No, baby's not breathing.
Okay. You're going to need to open his mouth, and you've already checked to see if anything's inside, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Are you willing to do rescue breaths?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, you're going to cover the baby's mouth and nose with your mouth.
Okay.
And you're just going to put 2 little puffs of air into his mouth, okay? It's 2 slow breaths.
2 slow breaths?
Yeah, 2 slow breaths. You should be able to see his chest rise.
All right, I did 2 slow.
Okay, did you see his chest move?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she moving or doing anything now?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Okay, we're going to do some chest compressions, okay?
Oh, yes.
She is moving?
Yeah.
The baby's moving?
Yep.
Is it crying?
Yeah.
The baby is crying now?
It's like whimpering.
It's whimpering, so...
Yeah.
Can you see if it's breathing? You check to see if she's breathing.
Yeah, let me see.
Put your ear down by her mouth if you have to, just to see if you can hear anything.
Hold on 1 sec. Yeah, he's breathing.
She's breathing? You got her wrapped up?
Yep.
Okay, and the umbilical cord's still attached, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because they don't want to cut. Yeah, breathing now. And the baby's still breathing right now, crying? What's the baby doing?
Breathing. Just breathing, whimpering.
Just still breathing and whimpering? Okay, you got towels or blankets around her to try to keep the baby warm too?
Yeah, we got a blanket.
How's mom doing?
Are you okay?
Is mom doing okay?
Yeah, she's okay.
She's doing
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay.
She's just worried about the baby.
Yeah, no, just keep an eye on that breathing on the baby.
Okay.
Is the umbilical cord pulsating at all? Can you tell?
No, I can't tell.
Can't tell, okay.
I can hear the ambulance coming though.
Yeah, my partner's got everyone going as soon as we started talking. The baby's still breathing okay? Or crying?
Yeah, the baby's okay.
Yep, still breathing.
Baby's still breathing? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Very good.
Oh, shit, man.
You did a good job. Mom's still doing okay?
Yeah, mom's still okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got the baby to start breathing.
Yeah, Deb, who's out with you?
Okay, thank you.
Who's out with you?
A couple officers and a
deputies are out there with you?
Yeah.
All right, very good. They'll take care of them.
All righty.
All right, thank you very much. Good job.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
The couple who gave birth to their premature child on the side of a road in a rural area in Macomb County owes their child's life to a passing motorist. The newborn baby's father had managed to flag down the motorist, later identified as 21-year-old Brian Cornelison, to ask him for help. According to Cornelison, the couple did not speak English very well, but were very distressed over their new child's condition. Cornelison contacted 911 and reached dispatcher Stephen Kulik. Kulik gave Cornelison CPR instructions over the phone, and the motorist was able to revive the baby and save her life. Although it was very emotional, Kulik and Cornelison were both able to maintain calm during the call. Cornelison stated in an interview that Kulik's ability to maintain a calm presence and walk him through the steps of CPR despite his school training was imperative to save the infant's life. Ryan Cornelison, who weighed 290 pounds and played football in high school, was instructed to take the baby, who weighed a mere 3 pounds 8 ounces, in his hands and do exactly as Kulik said. The infant was treated by the Macomb Township Fire Department and taken to Henry Ford Macomb Hospital. Since that day, Cornelison kept in touch with the family, who was overwhelmed with thankfulness and gratitude. They loved seeing me, and they were just so thankful, he said. They told me that they wanted me to stay in the baby's life. He told reporters that he had been informed that the baby would be hospitalized for at least a month due to her premature status. I mean, I told numerous people it was very emotional, Cornelison said in an interview. I was scared, nervous, and it was something that I never expected to do in my lifetime. Cornelison was studying criminal justice at Macomb County Community College with dreams of becoming a police officer after graduation. Allison Collins, a subscriber of our channel from Ohio, sent us this call of her son Kane contacting 911 when she collapsed. She was not feeling well and was on the phone with her fiancé, and he was on his way into work as a police officer.
911, what city is your emergency in?
Oh, yeah?
Hello?
Mama? Hey, it's me, Jane.
This is 911. Can I talk to your mom?
Mommy fell on the ground. So, bring it.
Who else is there with you?
Can you come?
Who else is there with you?
Mommy.
Do you know your address?
Yeah.
Okay, stay on the line. I'm going to bring Seven Hills online for you.
Okay.
Okay, don't hang up.
Yeah. Playing this game.
Emergency 911. This is CCOMs. There was a child on the phone that said her mommy fell. Do we know the address? No, I was bringing her online with you. I've got a phase 2. Hello?
I'm back.
Okay, you said your mommy fell?
Yeah.
And what's your address?
911.
It's coming up phase 2, yeah. Because I've already had a 911 call for this, and I need to dispatch the squad. So can I put you on hold? Yeah, go ahead. Thanks. Hello?
I'm back.
You said your mom fell? 491?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
5.
Okay. Is anybody else there with you and your mom?
And also Pete.
The other lady on the line with us is gonna have help come there to the house, okay? It is 491. Okay, I'm asking you.
Chad Kramer had been on the phone with his soon-to-be wife, Allison, when she tragically collapsed in their living room. Allison's 5-year-old son, Kane, who had been taught how to call 911 by his mother, quickly made the call. In order to remain calm, the boy even continued playing his PlayStation game while telling the dispatcher their address. After the phone dropped to the floor, Kramer logged into the family's Nest cam and discovered that his fiancée was lying unconscious on the floor and made haste to get home. He also contacted 911 for help. Kramer and the paramedics arrived at the home at the same time, and she was treated and regained consciousness. Allison had reportedly been suffering from issues with her heart, which resulted in her blood pressure rising so high that it caused her to pass out. After the ordeal, Kane's preschool commended his mother for teaching him how to call 911 and taught the other children and parents at the school the importance of teaching kids how to contact emergency services. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe to join us in the next episode of True 911.